November is my favorite month of the holiday season. Before December sweeps in with its full calendar and endless to-dos, November feels like permission to slow down, breathe a little deeper, and savor the moments that make this time of year so special. Today, I'm leaning into the cozy, unhurried rhythm of this season, and I'm so glad you're here to enjoy it with me. Here in Kentucky, we have officially reached the cold days, and that has kept me inside and constantly thinking about how I can make my house function better for the way we live and keep things more organized. So I have this front coat closet that has kind of been haunting me since we moved in a year ago. I've been keeping my cleaning supplies in here, but I knew that it was not organized and honestly not the best use of space. And I've been thinking a lot about Christmas coming up, and my son is going to turn 1 in February, and I know both of those things are a guarantee that there are going to be more toys coming into the house. And I know that honestly I'm okay with. We really don't have that many toys, and I know he will enjoy them and play with them, but I needed a place to store them. Our living room space is very small. It's just big enough for the couch and love seat and our rug, and currently we have been storing all of his toys just out in a bin in the rug that's already overflowing. So I had this idea, and of course I went to my trusty ChatGPT to help me envision what I wanted, and I wanted to turn this into a toy storage closet. My idea is to take the door off. I never really liked the door on this closet anyway because it doesn't just prop open a little bit, it swings all the way open. So it's either all the way open or all the way closed, and it blocks a lot of the light that comes in from the front door. So I think I'm going to take off the door, but I really like this idea, and then when I saw ChatGPT help me envision it, I was definitely ready to pull the trigger. So we're going to do beadboard on the inside of this closet and paint it a sage green color. And then I'm going to have my husband build some shelves so I can do some storage and a toy rotation system. Of course, it's never going to look perfectly organized in there, and that's just fine with me as long as the toys are up off the floor and in some kind of basket that we can easily just toss it all in and put it up. That would make me very happy. I feel like my home and the disorganization is a direct reflection of where my mental state is at. So if there is just lots of clutter around, I feel a little bit more like I am stressed and in the chaos of the day. But this is a project that's going to be ongoing, so I'm going to have to come back to it in the days following, and I'll show you more of me working on it later in this video. Another thing I've had on my to-do list for quite a while is to make another batch of fire cider. Fire cider is just a natural remedy that you can have at your disposal, especially during cold and flu season, to take as a precaution or if you feel something coming on. I made a small batch for us to test out earlier this year, and my husband and I have both used it when we feel like we are coming down with something and have taken 1 dose and felt better. So I don't know if it's just coincidence or not, but I figured it's just going to be a good thing to keep around and have on hand to hopefully keep all of the sickness at bay. We always get sick at Christmas time. I don't know why, but for the past, I think maybe 3 out of 4 Christmases, we have been sick on Christmas Day, and I'm determined this year to not let that happen again. So when you're making fire cider, you really don't have to follow a specific recipe. It's just a big mixture of the things that the superfoods that you have heard about that have healing qualities, like ginger, turmeric, garlic, onion, cinnamon, black pepper, chili powder. You really don't have to follow any specific recipe. I just dump all of those things in a jar, and then I cover it with apple cider vinegar. You let that sit for 5 weeks on your counter, and then you can strain out all of the food particles and keep it in a jar in the fridge. And then when you're ready to take it, I just do a tablespoon. I like to water it down because apple cider vinegar is very acidic and can be damaging to your enamel on your teeth. So I like to not take it just purely. I'll water it down a little bit, put it in a shot glass and add honey and take a shot. And I'm not telling you that this tastes good. My sister said it would make a great salad dressing. My husband thinks it tastes like the flavors you'd find at an Italian restaurant. So it's not absolutely disgusting, but it is not like something you just choose to eat. But if it is going to be a nice natural remedy to help our body fight off any flu-like or cold-like symptoms, it's definitely worth taking. It's another day and I'm back working on this closet. So I showed you the photo inspiration from ChatGPT. We're not quite ready to devote time to actually doing this project yet. Hopefully we can get that done before Christmas comes. But I had a friend who was getting rid of this cube shelf, and I have an idea to use this in our guest room closet for organization. But until that's ready, I thought I would just pull it in here and use it as a temporary storage solution for my son's toys. So as you can see, what I'm putting on here is all the toys he owns. So we've done pretty good about keeping everything at a minimum, and I feel like so far he plays really well with just a few toys out at a time. So I love this, and I feel like it helps us just kind of rotate around toys, not have him play with the same toys every day. But of course, he's only 8 months old, and I know that as time goes on, we will continue to be collecting toys. This will grow, and so I think that building shelves and putting baskets up there to rotate the toys around will really help keep the clutter at bay, and then also just keep things to a minimum. In the meantime, I'm just storing some extra linens and board games up on the top. But like I said, I'm going to have my husband help me build some shelves and add that beadboard soon, and then I will do a full organization of that and really make sure that system is working. Moving on to something else I like to keep around is some chocolate granola. This is my own recipe. I always have homemade yogurt on hand, and for me, I'm big into textures, and I have a hard time just eating yogurt by itself. But if there's granola around, then I am definitely going to make sure I'm eating that daily. And with just keeping our immunity up in mind, an important way to make sure your immunity is strong is taking care of your gut, and yogurt is a wonderful probiotic to help make sure that we're doing that and keeping that gut healthy. So anything that's going to help me eat more yogurt is good. This recipe is made with cacao powder, so it's high in magnesium. I also like to include chia seeds, flax seeds, nuts, and of course oats, and it's sweetened with pure maple syrup. I will include this recipe on my Substack for free. I'll include that link down in the description below, but be sure to subscribe to my Substack if you'd like to see other nourishing recipes like this one coming to your inbox regularly. So like I said, if I have granola around, I'm often making yogurt every day. My favorite way to make it is to take the plain yogurt, add in a little maple syrup, a little vanilla bean paste, some frozen blueberries, my chocolate granola, and then if I'm really craving like an afternoon sweet treat, I'll add some chocolate chips. I am using my homemade chocolate chips that I shared in a video recently. I'm still enjoying those and really liking that idea, so I'm going to be continuing to make those. And it's good, nourishing, filling, and sustaining snack that you can eat that's also going to satisfy the sweet tooth, but I have other nourishing properties versus maybe reaching for something like cookies or a chocolate bar. When it comes to cooking and baking, I'm all about trying to get the same satisfaction and flavor out of something that I may be used to eating or enjoyed eating, but making sure it is maxed out on nutrition and health qualities so that I can be feeling my best and taking care of myself and my hormone balance, especially during this crazy season. My sister came into town recently, and I decided to take her to a thrift store I'd never been to before. I was getting ready to decorate for Christmas, and I wanted to see what they had around, and I was was so happy to find that this thrift store had lots of wonderful options and also at a great price. I don't know if you're experiencing this, but if you like to thrift and you've been to Goodwill lately, their prices are crazy high. Sometimes I feel like I could shop at Old Navy or Walmart or Home Goods and find things at the same or of a better price. I went thrift shopping with a few things in mind. I wanted to find a tablecloth or some kind of fabric to use as Christmas curtains like in this photo. So I was in between these two, this plaid and this one with ornaments. I also wanted to find some glassware to use to make homemade candles in my homemade Christmas gifts. I like to use glassware or teacups, so I picked up some of those. I also am always on the hunt for grandmother Christmas sweaters. They're my favorite. I feel like they're actually like a little more classy than an ugly Christmas sweater, and they just make me so happy. But while I was there, I also found these little glass trays, and who knows, maybe they're ashtrays, maybe they were used for some kind of crystal serving dish, but I thought that they would make cute organizational little bins in my drawers. I did end up finding this knit granny sweater for $3.50. I mean, that is so good, and the detail on it is just adorable. I can't wait to wear it for Christmas this year, and something about it just reminds me of my grandmother who passed away about 6 years ago around Christmas time. I also found this tablecloth that I'm going to cut up and use to make cafe curtains to go over the window in my kitchen above my sink, so I'm very excited about that. Once I got home from the thrift store, I was ready to decorate and I was going to get it up as soon as possible. Another home project we have coming up is this fireplace. This thing has been quite the headache since we moved in, but it is definitely getting there, slowly but surely getting to the place that we want it. Once again, we had ChatGPT give us a hand on envisioning what is going to go here. I'm going to add some sage green shelves, some beadboard, and hopefully really bring the coziness into this space by completing this fireplace. And hopefully we're going to get that done before Christmas. If you are a homeowner though, you know those house projects always end up taking longer than you expect. I actually found this garland last year on clearance from Joann's, but that's my best tip if you are wanting more Christmas decor but need to kind of do it on a budget. It's not ideal for this year. You have to be patient, but if you wait till after Christmas, you can find so much for a really good price and then put it away, and next year pull it out and you have wonderful Christmas decorations that you paid a fraction of the price for. I think I got this garland for $10 or less. I also last year made a dried orange Christmas garland that I enjoyed last year and got to pull out this year and really loved too. I'd say my Christmas style is Victorian, kind of rustic. I like the old candles, the dried oranges, the dried cranberries. I like the things that look natural and minimalist, and I just love the coziness that brings and feels. And also I think it goes in with our vibe of English-cottage that I'm still trying to bring out in our home. I always have to hang our stockings. That is a key piece of Christmas in my family. My mom hand makes stockings for everyone in the family. So this year I'm excited to see what she's done for my son. She's still working on it, so it's not going to be hanging up just yet, but it is just a wonderful piece that is absolutely filled with love that I love to look at and have as a family heirloom. Here is what the mantle is looking like with all of those lights on and the candles. I added some remote candles into my antique brass candle holders. I think that adds a really nice, lovely look. And I am just so pleased with how charming all of the decorations look this year. Thank you for spending these cozy November days with me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.